Hi guys! Welcome back to English class. Teacher Adam here at your service. As we continue with this series of grammar lessons for this quarter, I'll be sharing with you some rules that I consider the secret to avoiding bad grammar. Are you excited for that? Before we begin the discussion, cue in intro first. Our lesson for today starts with the following images that I got from different websites. These are photos of real-life signages with bad grammar. Observe the following. The one who put up this signage is just one of the many people who are confused with the difference of your and the contraction of you and are, which is your. This signage, on the other hand, is just confusing. Who is going to be hunted again? While this signage needs commas. The images that I have just shown you may be funny, but we must take bad grammar seriously. To avoid committing the same mistakes, we must learn the basic rules. So let us have a two-part discussion of the subject-verb agreement rules. These rules apply to verbs in simple present tense, and for today, we'll be having the first 7. Rule number 1. If the subject is singular, add s, es, or ies to the verb. But if the subject is plural, the verb must be in base form. Examples are: Caroline needs to see a dentist soon. Many fans around the world wait for the release of the band's new song. Notice that the verb in the first sentence is added with s because the subject Caroline is singular, while the verb in the second sentence remains in its base form because the subject fans is plural. Rule number 2. If there are 2 or more subjects and joined by the conjunction and, the verb must be in plural or base form, just like in these sentences. Clark and Clyde are not just neighbors, but childhood best friends. People with disabilities, students, and senior citizens get fair discounts in public transportations. Reminder: there are subjects enjoined by and, but requires a singular verb, for they function as one. For example, cookies and cream is my favorite ice cream flavor. Rule number 3. For subjects enjoined by or, either or, and neither nor, the verb must agree with the subject nearest to it. Check out these sentences. Neither Chloe nor her sisters show interest in joining the beauty pageant. Either my friends or Carrie wants to adopt a dog from the animal shelter. In the first sentence, the subject nearest to the verb is sisters, which is plural. Therefore, the verb show is in base form. On the other hand, in the second sentence, the subject nearest to the verb is carry, which is singular, so one s is added to the main verb want. Rule number 4. Do not be misled by the phrase that comes between the subject and the verb. The verb must always agree with the subject. For example, the book of poems contains images too. The recipes of my mom, kept in a box of cookies, are given to her by her grandmother. In the first sentence, the phrase of poems may separate the subject and the verb, but the rule says we should not be misled by it. We have to focus on the subject, book, which is singular. Therefore, an S is added to the main verb contain. In the second sentence, the phrase of my mom kept in a box of cookies must not affect the verb, which must be based on the subject recipes, which is plural. So the verb are, which is also plural, is used. Rule number 5. Intervening words like together with, as well as, in addition to, and including do not affect the number of the subject. Here are examples. The teacher, together with his students, desires to start a campaign against bullying. The parents, as well as the principal, agree on moving the meeting to another date. In the first sentence, the subject is teacher, which is singular. That's why an S is added to the verb desire. In the second sentence, parents, which is plural, is the subject. Therefore, the verb agree is on its base form. Rule number 6. If the sentence is in inverted order and is preceded by here or there, check the object that comes after the verb to know if the verb must be singular or plural. Here are examples. Here lay the eggs of a turtle. There flows a river from a mountain. In the first sentence, the object after the verb is eggs, which is plural. So the verb used in the sentence, lay, is in base form. In the second sentence, the object that comes after the verb is river, which is considered singular. That's why an S is added to the verb flow. Rule number 7. If the subject of a sentence is a collective noun and is regarded as one unit, the singular form of the verb is used. But if the collective noun is regarded as separate units, the base form or the plural form of the verb is used. Check out these examples. The class agrees to hold a Christmas party on December 18. The herd run in different directions. In the first sentence, the collective noun class is considered singular because it functions as one unit, as all members of the class do one action. Therefore, an S is added to the verb agree. In the second sentence, the word different signals that the collective noun herd functions as separate units. Therefore, the verb run must be in base form. It's now time for us to check how well you comprehended the first 7 rules of subject-verb agreement. Here is your homework number 15. Copy the following sentences on your notebook. Complete each by writing the verb enclosed in parentheses on the blank. Make sure that it is in simple present tense and it follows the subject-verb agreement rules discussed today. After finishing a task, take a picture of your notebook and upload it to Schoology. Before this discussion ends, let me share with you a Bible verse related to our lesson. Deuteronomy 13:4. You shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and you shall serve him, and join to him. Today, we talked about how important it is to follow rules. If you want to avoid bad grammar, then you should know and observe the do's and don'ts. The Bible contains all of the commandments that we should understand and obey. As what our verse shares, it is the right thing to do to follow what God has commanded, which shows that we fear and respect Him. If we want to please the Lord and receive His favor at the same time, the secret is simple. Follow His rules. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's the end of today's discussion. Thank you for watching this video. For questions and clarifications, take note of them for the meantime, and let's talk about them in our live class. Or book a consultation schedule with me. I really hope you had fun learning English today. See you on my next video. Stay safe and God bless.